Okay, how we doing? Great. So what we're going to talk about is a couple of things. One, we're going to talk about machines, and we're going to talk about trailers. We're going to talk about UTVs and 4x4s and snowmobiles and water things, but we're going to refer those as machines. Then over on the other part of this, we're going to talk about trailers. And what I'm going to reference is the trailers that you pull behind your own personal vehicle, not something commercial. Okay. Not like a big 48 foot, 52 foot, or a low boy or something like that. Those are completely different. Also, this will all be specific towards residential, no farming, no business, just people that have a house. Okay, first part of this is also I have to do a little mini disclaimer. I'm not somebody who deals with insurance. I'm also not somebody who deals in law. So these are just my personal things, and these are ways of me sharing you experiences in the past to help maybe show you a benefit of having insurance. I will have many stories in there or things that have happened to other people, and just to show the benefit. The primary reason that you would want insurance is to cover your investment. A lot of people will go to their favorite dealer and they'll get in there and I see what they want. I got to have it. Well, one thing, now you got a loan, or if you paid it outright, still, it's a good thing. Most of the dealers don't even bring up or talk about insurance, whether or not you would want to look at it or do it or anything like that, or hook you up with an insurance company that possibly could put insurance on your loan to protect you. The biggest thing is the benefit is that loan. If you have somewhere an accident, damage, theft, something major, and you lose the use of the machine, you're going to still be paying on it. So this helps alleviate the pain to your checkbook with the insurance helping you out. You could possibly get a new machine. You could possibly have the loan paid off, whatever. It's whatever you work out with the insurance. That's the biggest benefit behind this, because the way things are anymore, I know that people are saying insurance is crazy. Well, the way things are anymore, I'd rather have my stuff insured than uninsured. Okay. So the other thing is some people think, well, I don't need insurance because it stays on my property and that's all we ride around there. Well, okay, that's great. But remember, your homeowner's insurance does not cover toys. Your homeowner's insurance covers equipment or things like lawnmowers, weed whackers, tools, stuff like that. It's for the upkeep of the house. It is not specific towards your toys. You would need another amendment to your policy to make sure that those are covered. But if you're just doing a standard thing and you put it in your shed and a tree falls in and takes out the shed's covered, but the equipment, the toy that's in there is not. Some people are going to disagree and some people agree. It also depends on where you're at. It also depends on who your insurance company is. Most of them are going to turn around and send you packing and saying, hey, we'll cover the building. We'll replace it. But what was in there, that machine, no, I'm sorry, we can't do that. Okay. So the biggest benefit is the insurance to help alleviate that checkbook, like I just said. Because nobody wants to have something that they love riding and then they can't ride it no more and paying a giant bill on it or whatever, or not, or just watching the money just leave. They can't recoup anything. It's pretty bad. So that's the biggest thing. Even if it's in your garage, locked up, bolted to the ground, if somebody comes in and steals it, the homeowner still ain't going to cover it. They'll cover the garage door. They'll cover whatever access had to get in here. And if some stuff was vandalized and broken, but they're not going to cover the machine. Okay? That's the best way I can tell you, and you might want to talk with a good insurance salesman or rep about that. Most of them are going to be pretty much straightforward and say, he's right. Now, I'll explain all that in a little bit of stories later on. Okay. Now, the other thing is, like with homeowners insurance, if you have an accident on your property, you have accident insurance. Some of them, if you did do that, if you got an accident on your machine, they will cover the body side, which is you. but they will not cover the machine. Now they'll cover the damage the machine did to, like, if it took out a fence or half a house or whatever, but the machine is not covered. It's just straightforward. Another thing is, it all depends on the policies of how you have. A lot of us get our policies, we never really peruse through them and see what's wrote. Take the time and start really looking at it, because insurances are starting to change a lot of things in there. And I noticed it on my last policy, something that did not look right. It was there in the previous policy, but they took it out on the other policy saying, oh, well, we felt that since this wasn't something common in your area, that we were just going to go ahead and remove it, but yet I'm still paying more in rates. Way to go. And I've been with that insurance company for well over 30 years. But that's another story. So on the other side of the fence, let's say that you're out there and you've got your vehicle insurance or your machine insurance, and you're out tooling around in the boonies and you get in an accident. At least if something happens out there, your machine can get fixed with that insurance, or if you totaled it, you're not going to get hit with it. That's the benefit. A lot of people that I know when we ride up in West Virginia, I would say probably 70% have insurance on their machines. Doesn't matter if it's their four-wheelers or their side-by-sides, they have insurance on. The other 25% that does not are gambling. Now, the benefit is for me, if I get in an accident, at least I know my machine's going to be replaced. If I get into an accident and it was my fault, then okay, then I'm covered for both of us. But a lot of times you don't know what's coming around that corner, so it's better for you to be protected and to expect the unexpected when you're going around that corner, because you don't know who's coming around. So the other thing is, like, you have most vehicles have a tow attachment amendment on their auto policy. If you can, get with the insurance company and also see if you can go ahead and do a recovery or like a tow package, where if your machine did have an accident, broke down, something like that, that you can have it recovered and it won't be as a drastic hit to your wallet versus if you were to pay it outright. Some insurance companies have it. You just ask them to amend it. It's going to cost you a little more, but the thing is, it's a nice saving grace. Wherever you're at, you can say, hey, I'm here. There's a recovery company that's got down the road. They'll bring their machine. They'll come get mine. Poof, just throw it on my trailer and I'll take it home and I'll deal with it when I get home. It's a real nice thing. And some of those companies, depending on where you're at, if you see the ones locally, you can kind of like pay a thing and it'll go ahead and save you that headache even more. So like if you're going to ride, you call up a company, hey, I'm going to be riding up in this area. What is your kind of like an advance? Well, if you pay us $100, we'll chunk all this. Okay, well, there you go. There's $100. Now, I know it sounds like just throwing money away, but on the flip side, it's gambling. You know, whether or not you're going to get into an accident and whether or not you're going to need it. And it's like insurance. Don't know, but at least it's there. Okay. So pretty much that's what I wanted to talk about on the machine side, is to help everybody understand that you're investing your money, your time, and everything else on that. You might want to look at going ahead and putting insurance on it to save you a headache to your checkbook, or save you a headache of just anything in general that might pop up. Okay. So now on to trailers. This is where it's going to get fun. This was an eye-opening experience for me. I didn't realize it after driving for so many years and dealing with my policies, everything else. This one woke me up. When you're towing your vehicle is towing a trailer, whatever, you know, if you got your machine on it, you got goods, whatever, your stuff. Your trailer is covered under the liability of the vehicle that you are driving. But there's a hiccup in there. Remember what I just said, the trailer. Didn't say anything about the contents or what's sitting on top of the trailer. There's another part. If your trailer decouples and decides to careen off and go into traffic and hit some things and do damage over there, the insurance company can literally go, hey, that's a defect or something. We're not covering it. You're on your own. Have a great life and thank you for shopping. I didn't realize that. I did not realize that until just a little bit ago. I was under the mindset of my trailer is attached to my truck, whatever's attached to my trailer, my truck, and everything is all covered under my policy. The way I used to have it many moons ago was like that. I did not realize that every time when you, through years and adjustments of policies, things change. Some things get taken off. I never really went too deep. I'll admit it. I don't read the whole thing. I do on the house, and I do on most of this stuff, but I just missed it for the trailer. Okay. So that's where you want to have like full coverage on your trailer. It's a little bit more, I mean, it'll add your bill a little bit more. I know this is like on your bill, but in the long run, if you're riding, let's say you're up somewhere or even local, and your trailer skirts out and hits somebody, liability will cover that. But let's say that you're driving down the road and your coupler goes and your trailer flips and all your contents or your machine and everything sprayed down the side of the road, it's not covered. A lot of people don't know that. Now, hopefully they do. Another one that's going to reach out and hit you is if you go out and you start renting trailers. Let's say there's a couple big companies where you can go and rent trailers and they offer insurance, but you're like, no, man, my vehicle insurance. Oh, it gets worse. All rental trailers are not covered no matter what. Period. End of story. Done. Have a great day and thank you for shopping. Because those are commercial trailers. Commercial trailers are a business. Now, I know it's not your business, but it's a business-oriented item. And what I mean by that is that company owns that trailer. You're paying a service to that company to borrow their trailer. Hence, it's a business. Okay? Automatically, if you wreck hauling a rented trailer down the road, you're going to have to pay the trailer company whatever damage, everything like that. So if you were to go to a rental company and they have insurance, I recommend you taking it. If you go to a rental company and they don't have it, walk away. Because that is scary for you. I know that's going to be bad, but like I said, we're going to get into story time in a second. Okay. So the other thing is your trailer. You loan it to a family member. They go out. They go tear-assing all over the place. The coupler pops on them. Again, their vehicle insurance will cover it. But then the game they're going to play is, well, he got a defective trailer and it was his fault, but it was his trailer. It's a game. Some people will play. It's better to have the insurance to cover your trailer. So if something does happen and as your trailer goes boom, at least you have the insurance to cover that. It's weird. I know I'm going way out there and bringing out things, but like I said, there's a reason. Okay. Enough about that dreary crap. Now, talking about machines and trailers. This day and age, theft is a magical thing. Everybody loves to steal. Nobody wants to work for shit, and they want to just take what everybody else has without working for it for themselves. So the problem is that that's causing all of our insurance to go completely batshit crazy. Well, on top of that, there are some things that you can do to help with your machine and your trailers. You can put GPSs on them. Most GPSs you can get off of the internet, all different places. Yes, they do have a plan, and some of them are anywhere from like $9 a month to like $160 a year. It just depends. Do your shopping. Also, make sure that that GPS program and everything else dealing with it is got their crap together. Okay, there are some good things. Also with trailers and machines, a way of making them immobile. With a machine, have you a dead man switch or kill switch or whatever you want, an ignition kill switch where it can't start. And the only person that knows is you. Trailer, wheel chocks, wheel locks, specific ways of just lifting up the trailer and yanking the tires off and putting them somewhere so the trailer, depending on what kind of neighborhood or whatever's happening, so your trailer is immobile. Coupler locks are a great thing, but you have a 50-50 shot. There are many YouTube videos of people showing how they can break them. So those are kind of a hit and miss thing. You can put lug locks on there and then put wheel locks on and then, or chain across the wheels, do whatever you want to prevent the machine from being moved or the trailer. It's at your discretion, but just any added little protection would help you. Now, we're going to go into, we haven't gotten story time, so just bear with me. We're going to get to story time. I know you guys are going, Travis, I came here for story time, and damn it, I want story time. Well, I'm going to give you story time, but I got one other thing I got to share with you. Besides my Circle K coffee. Another thing that's really getting on, a lot of people have not really paid attention to, because it's kind of like your cell phone. Your cell phone is your brain. It's all, it's got everything I can do, anything, and blah, 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 and all that crap. So we become gerbils. We become lemmings. So then through the pandemic, we've also become lemmings. So we are now so used to having things delivered to us. Food, supplies, whatever. At the same time, there has been things in the news where other people have been using those as fronts. And what I mean by is this. You have a person that you don't know from anywhere come pull into your yard. They're casing your house. Now, they could be delivering whatever you needed, but in return, they could be casing your house. I'm not saying everybody, and I'm not putting everybody in that box. There's a trivial small percentage, but it still is happening because it's been in the news a couple places. Even in North Carolina, where I'm at right now, there was a group that was popped for it. Okay? Didn't make the big news because we don't want to put that out there, but it happened. So when you have machines, toys, park them in your garage, park them in the shed, park them where they cannot be visually seen all the time, or if somebody that you did not want in your neighborhood coming in and seeing it. Another thing is, remember, casing. Okay, they know your address. What makes you think they ain't on Google Maps going, oh man, look what's in the backyard. Oh, they got a big, oh my God, they got a SeaWorld boat. They got this, and oh man, it's heyday. We'll find out when they go on vacation and we'll come in and take everything. Okay? If you got stuff out in the backyard, canopy it, tarp it, do whatever, but don't let it where it can be spotted by a GPS, or not GPS, but a camera in the sky. Okay, a satellite. There we go. Do everything you can, safeguard. Have cameras, have motion sensors, whatever you need, but protect yourself. That's all this was basically. Now, story time, whether or not you want to stay for it, it's at your discretion. The reason why I kind of pushed with this was a couple of things. One, this has happened many times. So, a few years ago, me and my brother-in-law were down riding in a place, an ATV park down in some part of BFE, North Carolina. And a lot of people were having a little bit too much loudmouth soup. And we're really proud to go out and have their 9-year-old on a 1000 XMR. Now, luckily, my brother-in-law and myself weren't the ones. We came close to almost getting piped by this kid. But the kid hit the guy who was falling in behind me. I saw it. I didn't get it on camera, but hit him. Hit him doing probably about 30 miles an hour. Launched his ass right off. The kid circled around and was gone. My brother-in-law had blown a belt, was going ahead. He was taking care of it. I went back. I got to him, hooked him up, got him up on his machine, helped tow it back up to his truck, helped him get it on the truck. And he even said, I'm so glad I got insurance. And he said, I'm so glad I got it on camera. I was like, really? I said, well, the kid's sitting right there. So he went over to talk, and the parent was like, my son's my boy, you know, and whatever, you know. Anyways, it became a hassle. But me and him became friends. He got it fixed, costed a good chunk because he had a nice and one of the nicest Outlanders I've ever seen. It was real nice. But anyways, had to go into the shop, sat there for 3 months, got it back. But the cool thing was the insurance helped him out. Another time, recently, just in the past couple weeks, same shithole park, had a big old shindig. A lot of people out there riding, having fun, you know, and I love it. I'm that way, but to give you a little background on me, I like to be, when I ride, a lot of times, if I'm not riding with my best friends, I like to ride by myself. Just, it's life. But anyways, what happened was these guys were going down. There was a big event. They were riding, having a great time. Went back and their machines were gone. And it didn't matter what the machines are. It could have been an old 250 Recon with a snorkel that goes as high as the house. People are going to steal whatever they want. Boom. Next day after the thing was done, hey, have you seen this? Have you seen this? Have you seen this? This was stolen. This was stolen. People were doing it in broad daylight. So recently down the road from my house, another person had their machine in their backyard, and it was under a lean-to, wrapped. Somebody came and got it. Benefit for that. The GPS tracker sitting on it, and on top of that, they had their cameras. They ended up finding it. The funny thing was, I don't think the cops got involved in the whole process. I think some serious ass whoopings went down, if I remember right. But that's with the machines, why you want to do it. It helps if something happens. Trailers. Like I said, I did not realize this. It's an eye-opening experience. So I called my insurance agent to clarify all this that I was talking about. Just so happened that there was a gentleman who was hauling his golf cart. He had his own special golf cart. He liked using it at his golf place, whatever. He was driving down the road. It was being towed by his little RAV4. He had a little dinky trailer. He hit a bump or something. The axle dropped out, sheared a bolt, did something. Anyways, the whole thing was totaled. He lost it all. He lost the buggy. He lost the trailer. And also on top of that, a chunk of the buggy went out into oncoming traffic, which then now he had to pay for the front end damage that he did to the other person's car. So, just food for thought. Those were just the stories. The old adage is, it's better to need it, or it's better to have it, not need it, than need it, not have it. Anyways, this is Trav as usual. Y'all take care of yourself. You have a great and safe day, and thank you for watching.